Right, I'm going to do a video talking about the new player experience. Now, I woke up this morning after a night of drinking because it was my birthday. Went on a Reddit, checking out Reddit, and I noticed they'd done a lot of new player stuff. Somebody posted a post talking about air-to-ground rockets, and I was like, really? They're giving new players air-to-ground? Lovely. Anyway, looked at the other stuff, and I was like, hold up. This is actually good. This is actually pretty good. Now, hopefully this sort of stuff comes to series. Like, I'm talking like soon. I'm not talking about next year. I'm not talking about the year before that. You know, year after that. I'm not talking about the 5 years time. I'm talking about soon. The new player update or new player stuff in general needs work. It's a rough game to play. You go to the mid section, you get farmed, you leave. That's literally the new player experience in a nutshell. They get you shooting bots in Sanctuary, is it, or something? Not in Sanctuary. I mean, in Cold Tier, they get you shooting bots, and then you literally go into the main game, and that's literally it in a nutshell. It's an absolute piss take, but yeah, that's what it is. Now, just to clarify, this is just some Gauze Saw footage. Engineer, get my words out. Sorry, it's been a long day. But yeah, so I'm just going to talk a bit about the new player experience. This is going off the PlanetSide 2 stuff on their website, on their news feed. If you want to check this stuff out, I will post a link. I will post a link, and you can check it out for yourself. But so one thing they're doing is they're creating a character screen, just as is really. It's going to be a lot better for the new players because a lot of the new players, the problem with the new player experience is that series is very BM. You've got Assassino constantly shouting down his mic, calling you names.
You destroyed Martin, okay? You idiot!
I don't,
Believe me, he got no idea. Commander is a bitch for me. He's still believes he can do plays. You know.
You're getting BM'd. You're probably getting a private message. You're getting team killed. You know, the game is very unforgiving for new players. You know, you don't understand what's going on. You've got some dude shitting on you because, you know, you picked shotgun or you picked a max. He's messaging you, or you can only use max. You suck. Blah blah blah. That's the new player experience I remember. You know, being called a fucking shithead 2 seconds into fucking playing the game, and you wonder why people don't stick around. Now, hopefully this new player experience, hopefully it'll make people stick around a lot longer. I mean, the problem with the game is that the population is so low that you have to fight in mid, and the only people that you can fight in mid are sweaty 4 KD heavies that just wreck your experience of playing the game. The game is a sandbox game. You play it how you want, but the problem with the game is the population is so low, you end up fighting a 4 KD heavy, and whatever you use, you die. You know, you've got some dude teabagging you because you picked shotgun, etc., etc. Man, it's just the way the game is. But you know, hopefully with this new player tutorial, hopefully people can see the bigger picture. You know, series is a great game, and I think people should play it. Like, honestly, I think people should come into this game, and I think they should play the game. You know, I think everyone should play it. It's a really great game, but I think a lot of people get deterred because of the population and the game in general. So yeah, it's very unforgiving. If you can't hit headshots and you're taking 10 shots to down someone, they only take 2 shots to kill you. You know, that deters you straight away. You think they're hacking or something. They're not hacking, they're just good players. So with that in mind, I'm going to talk about the new player experience now. First thing I've noticed here, and they're talking about the character slot. Now they said a bunch of intro stuff. I'm not going to go into all that because you can kind of read all that yourself, but they're changing the character screen. So you've got here, it looks like you've got customize your character, and then you can obviously pick your characters, mess around with them, and all the rest of it. Now, obviously this is good for new players because it's showcasing what each faction offers. When I first started, I just played TR because I thought, I'll just stick to TR. So I did. I played TR till I was about level 50, I think. Ended up deleting my character and playing NC because I wanted to check them out. I realized after that you could create a new character for each faction. I think I deleted it. I'm not sure why I deleted it, but I realized after that you could create a new character on each faction, and you don't have to delete your current character. So yeah, I was looking and I was thinking, I don't know what each faction offers. So at least this will give you some insight into what each faction offers, like chain guns for TR, that sort of thing, you know. So it's good. I'm kind of looking forward to this. It's kind of obviously reinventing. Now, obviously they've got NSO in here, which is nice. So NSO, I wouldn't really imagine a lot of new players playing NSO, but if it happens, it happens. And obviously it'll balance the pot, which is nice. So yeah, it will showcase what each faction offers, and it will be good for new players to make a decision. So you got here the new tutorial. Let's read this real quick. So yeah, you got. So I'm just going to skip some of it and go to the main bits. So they're going to be obviously sorting out the redeploying, the map, identifying fights, placing waypoints. So the new player tutorial here is showcasing all of this. It looks like in a mini kind of mini fight thing going on here. So you've got new players, NPCs exchanging fire in the new tutorial. So they've got arrows telling you where to go. They're telling you to obviously put down waypoints, kind of lead a mini squad, something like that. It says lead a mini squad, deploy sunderers, that sort of thing, which is good. It also says about destroying max units, which is nice. You always get max units at a base, no matter what. Like recently, there's just TR maxes for me everywhere. I mean, I'm not saying there's NC max. There isn't NC maxes everywhere either. There's maxes on every faction. People just pull maxes. But knowing how to deal with them as a new player, I mean, you can't just go and shoot them in the head. It's not going to work. You're going to get owned. So yeah. So anyway, yeah, you got how to kill a max unit and stuff like that, which is nice. Gives a new player something. The only thing they haven't included in here, which I hope they will, is mic related stuff. So for microphone, how to get your mic working, how to get the chat working for PS4. It's important because when you run open squads, you might get some dude ask you a question. He might say on his mic, oh hey, how do you do this? Or why do people do this? And you can answer. Now, if they don't know how to use the mics or the chat system, then they're not going to have a great time. They're going to be struggling. I know people that have been playing a year in this game, and they've only just found out how to use the chat system. I've literally come across people where I've been talking to them in proximity, and I've said, bro, swipe your thumb across the touchpad from right to left, and they do it, and they're like, oh, I never even knew this existed. I could see somebody chatting in chat, but I didn't know how to use it. Like I could see someone in the top corner, but I never knew it was a thing. Anyway, so yeah, that's one thing they haven't talked about, which would be good. So the new player induction. So after leaving the tutorial, so they're going to go to an embassy area. It looks like, which is obviously going to transition them from Sanctuary to the continent, into the war zone. So they're going to go Sanctuary to continent and then into the war zone in a way that feels natural. So they're not just going to dump them straight in. The problem with series at the moment is they dump them straight in a big fight. It's like 4 KD plus heavies using, I don't know, chain gun or something. You're not gonna defeat these people. You're just gonna get farmed. You get these new players that don't understand, and they end up leaving. They end up straight up leaving the game because it's just not good for them to keep getting farmed like that. They just get bored, and there's no give or take. They're not able to kill the guy. He's just killing them. So hopefully, this new player, like showing them how to hit headshots, and headshots doing double damage, and hopefully they said down here that they're going to sort out nanoweave down at the bottom. So I'll go into that more in a bit, but yeah. So it's good, man. I mean, it's chaotic out there. It's a sandbox game. People can do what they want. If they want to pull max, they pull max. But knowing how to counter these is important. So yeah. So you've got here Colorblind Accessibility. I'm not going to go into that. You can read about that if you want. Just read on their website. I'll post a link anyway in the description. But So you can click on it and have a look. And I've got gameplay changes. So new player default equipment is being revised and some balance changes. So some examples here. They've got the gore saw. They're going to replace it with a GD22S, which makes sense. The gore saw is very hard to use for new players. Veteran players not so much, but new players definitely. So having a gun that has less recoil is nice. The GD22S has literally less recoil than the gore saw, and is a lot more, easier to use in that regard. So that's good. They've got dumbfire launchers are being swapped for ground to air lock-on launchers. Now the problem with ground to air lock-on launchers is they don't do enough damage to like mosquitoes, and they fly off, they come back, and they just farm you again, and you do the same again, and it just repeat yourself 20 times. Like, that's what I feel anyway. But at least new players will have the opportunity to fire at some air. They'll actually have lock-on launchers, which is nice. So yeah, you got here the VS and TR sniper rifles are getting swapped for bolt actions. That'll be nice, because I think NC is the only one who has a bolt action currently. So that'll be nice. I don't get this one though. They're swapping the Python heat and the heat. So they've swapped for the Python heat from the C75. I don't get why though. Why that needs to change. And they're basically buffing heat, it looks like. So they're basically the heavy machine gun. They're changing the resistance type for heavy machine gun. So like resistances are receiving reductions for many vehicles, which will put, so the backlist is going to be, looks like good at killing vehicles or something like that. I mean, the backlist is really good at killing infantry. I actually love it at killing infantry. Among others in the more competitive area. So down here it says that nanoweaves are going to be nerfed, not removed. So it'll be interesting to see what the changes they do with nanoweave. What I would like to see is just something done to nanoweave, so it just makes the new player experience a bit better. I mean, those extra 3 or 4 bullets you take from nanoweave, when you're shooting at somebody, it can feel like a lifetime trying to kill them. Not everyone is a gifted headshot, 4KD guy that stays on the game all day, every day, and plays to win. Like I'm talking about, you come to the mid and wants to own everybody they come across. I'm not talking about winning the game as such, but I'm talking about hitting headshots. Everybody that comes around a corner, they shoot headshots. They're really good. Not everyone's gifted like that, and not everybody really wants to play to that level. As obviously you progress in the game, you get better at hitting headshots. It just happens. But for new players, man, trying to get to that level straight off the bat I think it's hard for them, and it just deters a lot of people. So it's nice that nanoweave is being looked at. It really is. So yeah, we'll see what happens with nanoweave. See what changes they make. You never really know if this is going to come to PS4 anytime soon. You never really know. But we could look at the PC and see what's cracking off. See what happens. So the lightning refitted with heat as a default. Interesting. Odds and ends. So similar to gameplay adjustments, when making small changes as we can to help improve the overall experience. Infantry loadouts will have a cover sheet that teaches the role of each class. Warp gate terminals and equipment and mission boards. So yeah, I'm just reading over this just kind of quickly. So terminals and other things will have mission board, it looks like. Yeah, if you click on the photo, it's got mission board. You can't click on the photo, but if you zoom in, it says mission board. So that's nice. People can look and get a feel for it, really, without having to ask people all the time, oh, where do I go to the mission board? They can literally see the sign, go over there. It's 2 seconds. 2-second job. So waypoints are getting better 3D visuals, so that's nice. Now labeled as such, and have rays extending further into the sky, allowing them to be more visible from the air and when placed behind tall buildings or cliffs. Quick deploy will now ask you to head back to the map screen to select a spawn where your last spawn location dies, instead of just giving you a new nearby, sometimes hundreds of miles away spawn. So that's actually a big change. I was at a base the other day fighting over a base, and I was on the border between. I was fighting down one lane, and it put me onto the other base in another lane. And 90% of the people in the squad went over there. Now I'm talking about new players. They all got shafted to this other base, and you couldn't like get back to the other base because you had to go the long way around. A long story, but man, like it should give you an option to spawn back somewhere. So it's nice. So it's not putting you miles away. I was on the borderline between two lanes, and it put me in the other lane. It's kind of weird, but yeah. So some things to think about. So yeah, I'm not going to go into all this things here, but you can read all that yourself. But it's just good that they're looking at the new player experience. So some stuff here, it says shield bars will now be displayed on spotted target health bars. So yeah, you can look and see if people have their shield up, or if they don't have their shield up, and you can make an assumption whether to engage or not, or run away, which is nice. So yeah, it's really looking promising, to be honest. I was reading some of this stuff, man, and it's going to be amazing. If they sort Nano Eve out, the new player experience is going to be even better. It's good that the new players will hopefully have something. You know, I don't know how long it's going to take before they come to PS4. I mean, it could take months and months. It could take another year. But hopefully they'll get it sorted soon so people can come and enjoy this great game. It really is a great game. I mean, there's a lot of BM on the server. A lot of BM sometimes. But realistically, deep down, man, people hate each other because of the faction, because of being on another faction. But man, we all come together to play PlanetSide. That's one thing you can all agree on. We all come together to play PlanetSide, even though we BM each other quite a lot. BMing from faction to faction, man. You know, if people didn't come on, man, one faction would be dead, and then the game wouldn't survive, man. It'd just be a dead game. It's kind of, people say it's kind of dead now. Is series dead? I wouldn't say it's dead. It has its down times and its busy times. So yeah, we'll see. So yeah, if you want to read about the new player experience, feel free. You can read about it. Go onto Reddit, post stuff and all the rest of it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I think it's going to be a good change. There's some stuff in here that they haven't done, like the mic stuff and stuff like that. I would like to see them give you options to ban people in chat as well from talking to you. Give you that option would make it a lot easier. You could just mute somebody. But yeah, anyway, I'll leave it there. I'll let you get on with your day. I'll see you soon. Take care, guys. Keep it PlanetSide. See you later.